Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and I'm back with Mr. Gil Santos and a new friend. You might recognize him, but he has a different name now. It's Jose Carlos Gomez. So I'm going to be calling him that for the rest of the year after seeing his
We
whole
go.
name. So
Here we go.
JCG is in the house, not JV, not JCDV. So he's here. All right. We are back for our NFL weekly picks, guys. We're going to give you our no spread picks, keep our records up all year. Gil was the victor last year by 2 games over Jose. I was about 3 back, so it was very, very close. This year, we're going to give some bonus points for our spread pick and for our survivor pick to make things a little more interesting. So those are going to count this year. We'll put those at the end of our list. But to not waste any time, let's get to our picks. I can't wait for one specific game, which we're going to have a fight over between these two guys here. But we'll get to that. Let's start with Thursday night. The best game of the week, or one of the best games of the week, the Buffalo Bills, who are the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year, according to Bet365. They're taking on the defending champion LA Rams. Just for people's edification, the Bills are favorite in this game, which shocked me. Let's go to Gil first. Who do you got in this one?
Well, to me, it's a tough game to pick. It's one of the toughest ones of the week to pick. I know the Bills are favorite, but to start off the year, I got to go with the defending champions at home. I'm going to go with the Rams. Nothing in particular, just a gut feeling. It's going to be a very good game to watch for everybody, but I'm going to start off with taking the Rams.
Jose.
I like the Bills in this one. I think this is a statement game for them. If they're supposed to be the Super Bowl favorites, then they got to win this game, show that everybody that they're on par with the Super Bowl champs from last year and they can beat them. I think they have a better offense than the Rams do and better defense. So I think I like the Bills in this one.
Very tight game, close one. I'll take the Bills very slightly. It'll be a very close game. I find that teams at home, when they have the ceremony and everything, they're kind of lackadaisical. They don't play as well. So I'll take a chance and say that the Rams are a little lazy and the Bills take advantage because they're sitting there waiting to pounce. I like Josh Allen slightly better than Matthew Stafford. So that's another reason I'll take the Bills. To the ugliest game of the week, one that Gil is not even going to want to pick, but he has to. The Eagles, who we picked to win the division, me and Jose, against the Lions. Now, I'm going to go to Gil first because I already know he hates this game, so I just want to see his face when he makes this pick.
I got to go with the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
I got to go with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is going to, bounce around. Detroit's still not there. They're getting there. I feel they're getting better. They're not there, but I think the Eagles, they got a good offensive core. Hurts runs around, makes things happen. They got Smith. They got AJ Brown now in the mix. So he has some weapons out there, and I just don't really like the Lions defense either. So I'm going to take the Eagles.
Jose.
I like the Eagles in this game too, but it's going to be a close one. I think the Lions will keep it close. Even with the spread, the way that it is, I think it's only like 4.5 or 3.5 for right now. So it's going to be, it seems like everybody's on the Detroit. I don't know why, but they're an upstart team, like Gil said. I think they're not ready yet, but I think they have the weapons to be a good team in the future. But right now, I think with the squad that the Eagles have and the team that they have, I think they should win this game.
Yeah, I thought about the upset in this one, and then I remembered I took the Eagles to win the division. And I also remember Gil taking Detroit in this game last year, and they lost 44-6. So I got the Eagles. So, to a game that interests me a lot, but not because of me. I'm going to go to Jose first for this one. The Indianapolis Colts, Tony Barbosa's team that choked up their playoff chances last year with Carson Wentz, they now have Matt Ryan at quarterback, against the Houston Texans. Jose, who do you like in this game?
Like the Colts in this one. I think the Colts have a better team than the Texans, and I also picked them to win the division. I think they're going to pound the ball with Jonathan Taylor. And I think Matt Ryan's a little. He's not much of an upgrade, but he's a better upgrade than Carson Wentz was.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, and with that defense that they have, they picked up Stephen Gilmore as well for a cornerback. So I think the Colts will take that one.
Yo,
Well, I think this is a no-brainer. Jonathan Taylor's going to run all over them. They don't even need Matt Ryan in this game. The defense is going to have a field day with what's his name, Mills. I don't even know what his name is. That's how
Yeah.
bad it is. So
Yeah.
Houston's in for a big day at home, but I think Indy's gonna win in a blowout.
I'm going to shock some people here. I don't trust the Indianapolis Colts. They lose games like this, and it's week 1. So I got the Texans to upset. That's right. I got the Texans to upset. Doesn't mean I don't think the Colts will win the division or will get the playoffs, but I've seen games like this on week 1 before where a favorite comes in and they're a little lazy and they're a favorite and they lose to a team like the Texans. I saw Indianapolis lose to Jacksonville last year when they needed to win the game for the playoffs. I saw them lose at home to the Raiders. I'm going to take Houston. I saw Jacksonville win their game last year in week 1, so I'm going to take Houston for an upset here in week 1. 49ers. It's not 49ers. We'll go to the Browns, the revenge game of the week. The Browns go to Carolina to face their old quarterback. Baker Mayfield was already running his mouth about this game. Guys like to laugh at me about my Baker Mayfield pick last year for MVP. He was hurt and he was terrible. But I think we're in for a reclamation project this year. Like Leaf fans like to think their goaltenders are going to be great this year. I'll go to Jose for this one first since he likes reclamation projects and see who he picks in this one.
I like the Browns. I think even with Jacoby Brissett, I think they'll keep him in the game. They have a better defense than Carolina's. I think Baker Mayfield better shut his mouth because Myles Garrett will take him out the first play, probably sack him, and probably throw his helmet at him too. So if he keeps running his mouth, so I like the Browns. I think they'll just run the ball with. So I think the Browns will take this one.
Yo.
Well, yeah, this was another tough one for me. When it comes to shove, Browns, like Jose said, they have Chubbs. But Jacoby Brissett, I don't know. I don't trust them. I'm gonna take Carolina. I think Mayfield, and then we can't forget McCaffrey is back, so they have that punch in the back too. They have DJ Moore. He's trying to have a proving season. So I'm gonna go with Carolina at home on this one. But Cleveland could win this one too. I just think they're gonna rely on Chubbs a lot. It's gonna be a one-dimension game for them. They're gonna run the game. So I think Carolina has the passing and the running because McCaffrey's back. So it'll be a different Carolina.
Yeah. I can't disagree with what Jose said. I'm going Carolina here, but not just because of Baker Mayfield. This is the biggest game of Carolina's season. To me, this is their Super Bowl. Whether they make the playoffs or not, this is it. Baker Mayfield has to win this game. He has to beat Jacoby Brissett more than he has to beat his old team. He doesn't win this game, then people are going to be looking at this guy like, really? Like you're talking all that garbage. You can't beat Jacoby Brissett, who's you're supposed to be better than. I'll take the Panthers here because I just think this is a game they have to win. I don't trust Jacoby Brissett. The Browns quarterback situation is a disaster until Watson gets back. So I'll take the Panthers in an upset. Well, maybe it's their favorite -2, so not an upset, but I'll take the Panthers. To the game that I'm looking the most forward to. The 49ers go to Chicago to take on the Bears. Speaking of a game that a certain quarterback has to win, Trey Lance needs to win this game because he's facing Justin Fields with no players and no offensive line. I'll just start this off and say the 49ers are going to win this game, and they're going to win it by at least 10 points. And I expect Lance to have a big game, and I expect Fields to get hurt. So I got the 49ers. Jose?
49ers, but it's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be a close game. I think Fields, their offensive line is weak, but last year against the Niners, he did do a couple rushing plays and stuff like that. So the Niners should win this game, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Gil.
I'm gonna take the 49ers. I'm gonna take the 49ers to win this game. And I think the MVP of the game is gonna be the kicker. I think San Fran wins this one 12-9.
12-9.
Yeah.
Wow, the
Four kicks,
disrespect for
four, four,
Trey
four,
Lance.
4 kicks for San Fran and 3 for the Bears. I think
Wow.
the under's a lock, guys. The under on this game is a lock.
Wow, last year's game was 33-22, so I'm not sure about that one. But okay. We all got the 49ers there. To a game that I'm going to go to Guild again because like he hates these two teams and hates the names of these two teams. So I'm going to say it just to bother him. The Jacksonville Jaguars against the Washington Commanders, Guild.
I'm taking Jacksonville. I will not take Washington all year. I don't like them. I don't like the name. Wentz is there. The running backs to me are a joke. I don't know.
You don't
I
like
think
Gibson?
no,
Okay.
I don't like Gibson. Washington Redskins to me is just like hockey to me when I see the Carolina Hurricanes. It just doesn't go good with me. But I could take Jacksonville. I think Lawrence and Annette and Robinson, they have a young core. They're doing like the Lions. They're gonna start coming up, Jacksonville, I believe. So I'm
So the
gonna take
quarterback you
Jacksonville.
hate, you're taking the quarterback you hate. Okay. All right. Um, Jose,
This is a tough game, man. They're both teams that are up and coming. Well, the Commanders are with the problems with the quarterback and stuff like that. You can't trust Carson Wentz, but
mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's a hard one to pick. I'm just gonna go with the home team on this one. I'm gonna take the Commanders or Washington football team, whatever they're called.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the Commanders too. I hate Carson Wentz, but it's like trying to pick like between the two worst teams in the league. Like, who are you gonna pick? I just went with the home team here. Um, Washington. I don't think they have the worst talent in the world. I don't think their defense is terrible. I think their defense is okay. I do like the draft picks they made. Gibson, I think, is a decent running back. So we'll see. I mean, they got a good wide receiver there. If Carson Wentz can find him without throwing the ball to the other team. So I'll just take go home team here, but I don't expect me to take the Commanders very much this year, except for this game. To another great game, the New England Patriots at the Miami Dolphins. Big season for the Dolphins. They traded for Tyreek Hill. Tua has to have a huge year for them. There's a lot of expectations against the New England team, to me, that's very average and has an average quarterback. Gil, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think the Dolphins will start off with run and gun. I don't trust Tua too much with his arm on the deep throws, but if he keeps the 20-yard throws going good, I think that team will be good. They have a good two-punch running backs. They have the weapons. It's all up to Tua on this one for their season, but I'm gonna go with Miami.
Jose?
I also like Miami in this one. I think this year has to be a proven year for Tua. He's got the weapons. I think they're gonna do like a sort of like an Alabama type of thing, short pass and run. Where he's got Waddle, he's got Tyreek Hill to run after the catch. Like Bill said, they got good running backs too. And the head coaches that came from the Niners, and he plays that little short pass scheme, so it's going to be good for him for Tua because he can't throw the long ball. Well, I did see him in the preseason throw a couple of bombs to Tyreek Hill, but I don't know until he proves it every single game. Then you know what I mean. But I like Miami in this one. I just think there's too many problems with the offense of New England. I think they don't even have an offensive coordinator or anything like that. So I like Miami in this one.
Yeah, I got the Dolphins. They own New England even when Brady was there. New England doesn't have an offensive coordinator. They don't have a quarterback that I think is ready to, um, be a great quarterback yet. They don't have the weapons. Bill Belichick doesn't know what he's doing right now with this team. He's lost without Tom Brady. So I got Miami to win this game on their way to a wild card berth. The Pittsburgh Steelers, who decided to start Mitchell Trubisky. Gil is very familiar with him as his team owned him for years. They go to the Bengals to take on the surprise Super Bowl um, runner-ups, Cincinnati Bengals. Gil, who do you like in this one?
Well, I like Cincinnati should win the game, but Pittsburgh's D still there. I think they made a mistake by not putting Pickens as the quarterback. I think that's going to hurt them. Trubisky is, uh, I don't even know. I don't even know. I never watched anything great from him, anyways. But that's the way the Steelers want to go. They're going to rely on Harris to do a lot of the running game. I think since he should hold them up, they're going to simply outscore Pittsburgh at the end of the day. That's why they'll win.
Jose?
Yeah, I like Cincy in this one too. I think they have the off- offense to put up points like crazy. The Steelers do have a good defense. TJ Watt will get to the quarterback, but I think with a proven offensive line, well, this year by Cincinnati, I think they'll be contending for in the playoffs and stuff. So I like Cincy in this one.
I'm going to take the Bengals, but I think this will be a close game, only because it's week one. It may not be a blowout like last year when Cincy just hammered them 2 games in a row. If Pittsburgh's able to control the running game, they could keep Cincy off the field. Najee Harris is a very good running back. And if Trubisky can do his little short throw game without turning it over, it could be close. But I got Cincinnati with a Money McPherson field goal to winning the game. To a game that was not that interesting until I found out who was starting. The Ravens, who still haven't signed Lamar Jackson to a long-term deal, play at the Jets against their old quarterback, Joe Flacco. It got a little more interesting because Flacco's the quarterback now after Wilson's out for 4 weeks. Jose, who do you like in this game?
I like the Ravens. I took them to win the division. I think they should win this game easily. They're improving defensively this with the guys that they picked up. They have the running backs back, and so I like the Ravens, and I think Lamar Jackson's going to be in the running for the MVP this year. I think he's going to have one of those breakout years, and he's going to get paid at the end of the year. So I like Ravens in this one.
Gil.
Yeah, the Jets don't stand a chance. It's going to be Ravens all day. I agree with Jose. Lamar Jackson should have a great year, but it's going to all depend on the playoffs because he's been choking a lot in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's going to have a great year, and he's going to start off very well, especially against the Jets.
Yeah, I think the Ravens are gonna have a big day. Jackson, assuming he does not sign a contract extension, he's going to be out to prove something, and I think he starts by beating up on the Jets and their old quarterback Joe Flacco. So I got the Ravens. To a game that's tricky every single year. The New Orleans Saints go to Atlanta to play the Falcons and their new quarterback, Marcus Mariota. Winston is back from injury. Who wins this one, Gil?
Well, this game is for me. It's going to be New Orleans. I think Winston's going to try to go. Michael Thomas is back. The only thing for me about this year for Atlanta is they don't have an identity. I don't know, what are they? Are they a running team? Are they a throwing team? Like, this is a team that nobody knows what they're gonna throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
They have no identity. They have we'll see, I guess, what they're gonna do, but everybody's really clueless of what Atlanta has to offer this year. But I'm gonna go Saints.
Jose?
I'm going Saints in this one, but it's going to be a close game. I think Atlanta they have some surprise players, a lot of good rookies. If they have a good years, it depends on all like how they play. They have London as the wide receiver. They have Kyle Pitts as like one of the best tight ends in the league. But it all depends. But I just think New Orleans has a better defense, and at the end of the day, they'll still one or two possessions away, and they'll win this game.
Yeah, I try my best to not take all favorites week one. This will be one of those games. I'm going to take Atlanta for the upset. I don't really have a reason other than every time these two teams play, it's close and there's always an upset. Last year, Atlanta won in New Orleans to knock them out of the playoffs. New Orleans won in Atlanta. So they take turns beating each other. We don't know what to expect from Atlanta. I'm sure New Orleans doesn't know what to expect from Atlanta. They've got Mariota hasn't started in a year. They do have some weapons. New Orleans is the better team, but I'll just take an upset because it's week one and take the Falcons and see what happens. To a game that should be tough for everybody to take, one of the games of the week. It's the Chiefs, who all of us have out of the playoffs this year, going to the Cardinals to take on non-study guy Kyler Murray. I wonder if he's reading a book right now or playing video games. Jose, who do you got in this one?
This was a coin toss type of thing, but I'm gonna take Kansas City in this one. I think Mahomes this year has got a lot to prove. They say that they can't win without Tyreek Hill there, but people forget they loaded up on the wide receiver. Man, they picked up Juju Smith-Schuster, Valdez-Scantling. They have Hartman there still. So I think, and they still have the Allaire as the running back and Kelsey. I think, and a lot of I regret not taking them in my preview show, maybe as a wild card team, but I like KC in this one, in a close one.
Gil.
It's tough. But I agree with Jose. But I don't like Kansas City's defense too much. I think they're gonna give up a lot of points, so it is gonna be up to Mahomes to do a lot of catch up and matching touchdown for touchdowns with other teams because their defense is just bad. And Arizona can do some damage against that defense. So it's only if it's more of how can Arizona's defense stop KC. I have the pick here, but I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, to make it official here. You know what? I'm going to take Arizona. I think KC stumbles on the first game. I'm going to take Arizona.
We all know you're going to take Arizona. Just take Arizona.
Tough game. Probably a pick 'em. I haven't seen the line, but I saw Kyler Murray last year after he lost DeAndre Hopkins, and it wasn't pretty. They did pick up another receiver to replace him, but I'm going to take Kansas City in this one. I just trust Mahomes more than I trust Kyler Murray at this point. So I'll take the Chiefs. The G-Men, Gil's most hated team, go to play Mr. Malfera's team in Tennessee. I have nothing to say about this game because it's just between two ugly teams, two ugly quarterbacks. So I hope Derrick Henry has a field day. That's my hope because he's on my fantasy team. Gil, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I think Tennessee takes everything. The defense, Henry, they have Robert Woods. They have the rookie Burks, who's going to surprise a lot of people this year. It's about Tannehill. But at the end of the day, the Giants are not stopping Henry, a healthy Henry. So I'm going to take Tennessee.
Jose?
I like Tennessee as well. Like you guys were saying, Henry. I think they're just going to feed Henry the ball. They'll have a couple. They have a good wide receiving core too, but I don't know. The Giants this year, they're like it's like one of those teams that you don't know either. Like they don't have no identity. You don't know if they're a passing team, if they're going to be a rushing team. Their offensive line is shit. They're garbage. So probably Saquon's going to get injured again, like he always does. Poor guy. I feel sorry for him. I think it's time for him to ship out and go to play somewhere else that have a good offensive line for him to run. Because in the Giants, he's not going to do anything. And you can't trust Daniel Jones as much as you can't trust Tannehill, but I'd rather have Tannehill than Daniel Jones at the end of the day. So I'm taking the Titans as well.
I got the Titans because Derrick Henry's better than Saquon Barkley, and Tannehill's slightly better than Daniel Jones. And Tennessee's at home, so I'll take the Titans and hope that Henry rushes for 200 yards. To my favorite game of the week, and I can't wait to go and do this one. And Jose is going to be the first one to get this one. That Green Bay Packers, with Aaron Rodgers already whining about his receiving core after Adams left him, and Valdez-Scantling went to Kansas City, already complaining. They go to take on the Vikings, the purple, Kirk Cousins, Jose's favorite quarterback. Jose, Who are you taking in this one, Jose?
I'm taking the Vikings at home. I already told you. I already told Gil. I already told you. I'm taking the Vikings at home. I think they're a healthy team this year, and their defense is going to be much improved. And it's going to be like last year. The Green Bay Packers struggled their first game of the season. Rodgers hasn't played any preseason, anything like that, so he's probably gonna have to adjust to his new wide receiving core with his rookie wide receivers. They don't get me wrong. Green Bay's got a good defense, and they're gonna be a good running game this year with Aaron Jones and Dylan. But I think Vikings are gonna win this one.
Yo,
It's gonna be a tough game. But I'm gonna take Green Bay on this one. I think Green Bay's defense is there. They have the guys to protect Rodgers, even though they got handicapped with Adams leaving and stuff. But the Packers did a very good job on ramping up the defense. They have the best corners in the league. I think all you can agree that they do have the best corners in the league. They got guys to protect Rodgers to give him more time because he's gonna need more time. Um, and then at the end of the day, at the other side, you see Kirk Cousins, and he chokes a lot. If the Vikings have a chance on this, they have to get Dalvin Cook going and going through that Packers defense. If not, I think the Packers just have enough good defense to keep them in the game and let Rodgers win it at the end.
the Vikings won this game last year 34-31. I'm going to take the Vikings, but not because of Kirk Cousins. I'm taking the Vikings because Green Bay, for some reason, and Rodgers, Gil knows this, they just look sleepy in week one. Like Gil knows this from his history. Like they're sleepy in week one. They had trouble with Jacksonville one year, and they got pounded by New Orleans last year, and they're just sleepy on the road in game one. So I just think Minnesota wins because Rodgers hasn't played. He's not happy with his wide receivers, and he'll do the relaxed interview after, and then they'll win after they lose this game. So I got the Vikings. To another great game that you never know how it's going to end, and this division is going to be great all year. The Las Vegas Raiders, who now have Devontae Adams, go to Los Angeles, the Chargers, to take on the what I like to call the San Diego Chargers, the San Diego Shitty Chargers, but they're the LA Chargers now, and Justin Herbert. Gil, who do you like in this one?
I like the Chargers. I just don't like Vegas's defense, and they're gonna struggle winning games because of their defense. They did everything they had to do offensively, and they're gonna struggle defensively. And the Chargers have both sides. They actually ramped up their defense here. They're gonna be great. They're gonna hold up more teams, and with Herbert behind it, they're gonna win a lot of football games.
Jose?
I agree with Gil. I think what's the Achilles heels for the Raiders this year is going to be their secondary. I think up front they're okay with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby and all that, but I think their secondary is weak, and that will leave the wide receivers in this division. They're all solid, and like he said, Gil said as well, the Chargers did loaded up on the defense. They got one of the best cornerbacks in, I think, C.J. Jackson. They got Khalil Mack as well. So him and Bosa are gonna be pressuring the quarterbacks this year. They already had a half decent defense. Now they upgraded it. They have the offense, and it's just the coach. The coach's got to make smarter plays. They stop going for fourth and tens and stuff like that. I think they'll be fine. And I also picked Justin Herbert to win the MVP this year, and them to win the division. So I like the Chargers in this one.
I'm going to pull another week one situation. Last year, I didn't take any upsets week one. It cost me. I'm going to take the Raiders. It's a pure upset pick. They have close games, these two teams. I expect this to be a big over. There's going to be a lot of points in this game. I expect it to be in the 30s or 40s for both sides, with one team winning it at the end. The Chargers did add a lot on defense, but we've yet to see what they can do on defense. Last year, the Chargers were terrible on defense. So I agree, they did add some players to shore up the defense. I don't trust the coach yet. He goes for too much on fourth down, which could lead to them losing a close game. So I'll take the Raiders. I like their offense. This is a big season for Derek Carr. He has to prove now. He's got all the weapons in the world. He has to prove that he can get it done. So I'll just take an upset here in the division game in week one and take the Raiders. I also hope that the Chargers are down, and that means that Herbert's throwing for 400 yards because I have him in my fantasy team as well. So, to the Sunday nighter, the Bucks at the Cowboys. Tom Brady looks fine despite his marital problems and their offensive line issues. The Cowboys are the Cowboys. I don't trust them. I'm sure nobody else here trusts them either. Despite Brady's age and the worries about the preseason and his stuff going on at home, I think the Bucks beat the Cowboys in Dallas because the Cowboys are worse than last year and are missing a lot of weapons. I think Dak's going to struggle. Ezekiel needs to have a big year, and he hasn't had one in a few years. Dallas is in trouble. I think they got a tough schedule. This is, we're going to see what happens with Prescott. He has to have a big season for them, but I got the Bucks in this one. Gil?
Well, for me, I'm going to take the upset. I think Dallas wins this game. When they played last year, I believe I think it was the opener last year as
Yep.
well. And sure, didn't Dallas give them a run for their money? The defense played well. Dallas is going to rely a lot on their defense. I just think Tampa Bay right now, there's a lot of distractions. Is Brady's mindset in the game? We say he's okay. Is he? I don't know. He is having home problems, so who knows how really focused he is. But I think the Cowboys, to start off their season, are going to bring it, because if they don't bring it, their season's going to be done. So they got to bring it. This is one of the games to prove to their fans that if they're going to have a season, they got to start beating big teams. So if they don't win this game, I think their season's going to flop again. So if I'm going to pick the Cowboys, it'll be in week one. If they have something to prove, it's now.
Jose?
I like the Bucks in this one. I think the Cowboys are missing a lot of weapons on the offense, especially wide receivers. They got a lot of injuries, and they only could depend on CD Lamb as one of the big out. The Gallup's injured, so they're gonna end up depending probably a lot on Zeke week one. And as you know, freaking the Bucks have a crazy run defense. They were like top in the league last year. So, and the Bucks, they have a lot of offensive weapons, man. I think they're gonna, with the wide receivers, he just has to pick Evans, Godwin, Gage. Man, the guy's loaded. He's
Julio
got
Jones.
Julio Jones, Fournette, and
Yeah.
the back. Yeah, I think they got more weapons, and I think that he's blocking out. I think it's just all a story about for everybody to feel sorry for him, and then he's gonna redeem himself. You know how it is. It's like another Tom Brady story and stuff for him to come back. So
Yeah.
I like this one.
And finally, to the Monday nighter, another revenge game, a game that we won't spend too much time on. Russell Wilson returns to Seattle. Seattle is starting Geno Smith at quarterback. Do I need to see any more? Guys, do we even have to say anything? This is like all across the board Denver here, right? Like there's nothing to say here.
No, not at all.
Right? I expect this game to be like that game in the Super Bowl we watched that was 43-8. That's what I expect, except it won't be Peyton Manning at quarterback. It'll be Geno Smith. So that's our picks for the week. Quickly, we got about 4 minutes. I will start off. My survivor pick is the Denver Broncos. I expect a beat down at Seattle. I'll let you guys do your survivor picks first. Jose?
I also like the Broncos, and I also like the Ravens. So, but I went with the Broncos.
Gil?
Well, for the first time, we all agreed. I also went with the Broncos.
Yeah. I think that's a beat down. I hate to do this, but they're actually my spread pick of the week too. I think they're just going to pound Seattle. I expect a complete and utter beatdown. I think the crowd's going to be cheering for Russell Wilson while this game's going on. So I might have more spread picks, but right now, looking at the schedule, I think Denver's the biggest lock of the week. Gil?
Same thing.
Yeah. I think they're -6. I have to check the line if it's gone up. It's already 6.5. So yeah, it's going to keep going up.
So
Jose?
our pick will be at 6.5 then.
Right,
for-
Like,
6.5. Yeah.
I like Miami at 3.5 against the Patriots.
Okay. All right. So that's our picks for this week, guys. Let us know what you think. We'd love to get your picks on the comments section of this page. Let us know what you think of our picks and give us your picks so we can mix it up. Watch our video, guys. We'll put our picks at the end. We'll put our records at the end. We're not trying to hide. If I have a bad week, I was down 12 games at one point last year, made a nice comeback. I had the guys laughing at me. So it's not easy. But we'll put all our picks up and we'll put them up against yours if you guys want to take us on. No problem at all. But please subscribe, like, comment, and watch our show. We appreciate the support. We've done a lot of shows this week, and this is the last one until Dynamite tomorrow or Friday, which we have to do. So it's not over yet. But anything else that you guys want to add before we end the show, before the season starts? Anything you guys want to note?
I want to change one of my picks for last week's thing. I think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
I made
it. Gil, anything that is on your mind before we go?
No, I think everything's straight up.
Rodgers is going to be fine.
Well, he has to be. He has no choice. Rodgers is the type of guy that he'll make things happen. He can whine and complain, but he'll make things happen.
Despite Jimmy G's presence, I'm still keeping to my pick of Lance winning MVP and the 49ers winning the NFC. I'm not backing off, but we'll see how that goes. But until next week, we'll talk about this more. But I'm the mouth of North Andrew Reese. That is Gil Santos, and that is Jose Gomes. Jose Carlos Gomes. And we will see you next week on the Reese Report.